I wanted to tell you something, but fair warning. You probably will hear my children in here. They playing. So if I waited until it was quiet around here, I would never be able to sit here and bring forward messages. And I'm just no longer in a space where I want to hold back. So just kind of is what it is. If you hear a squeal in the background, then they're okay. But I wanted to tell you something, bring forward this message, something that, came to me. It didn't come as like a thought, really. It came as a pulse. And here lately, I've kind of been diving, back into like religious texts and um, in a way that it's just kind of like a floodgate. Um, just things I've learned. I've been studying different things since, I don't know, I think I began this around the age of 13. And it's like a floodgate. That's how I'm going to describe it. It came in like a pulse, kind of like a heartbeat, and it began deep in my body, in my belly, even in my womb, in the soles of my feet, and it held a whisper of hunger. You know, I I am hungry. God, she, consciousness, divinity is hungry, not for worship or not for obedience or control or not for power or praise. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the divine, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to use it in the context of God because I am in a space where I am reclaiming that in a very, very, very powerful way. God is hungry for life, to live, to stand, to feel, to experience, to know, to love, to express. And I felt it, this ache rising in me like a womb quickening, like spirit pressing against the edges of my being. And it was saying, I want to speak. I want to sing. I want to dance again. I want to taste rain on my tongue. I want to be a woman unafraid to be heard. And I realized that God is not far away. It's not finished. It's not in heaven. It's becoming. It's moving. It's awakening in a sense again because I am allowing through me. And it's exciting and the energy is high, but not in a way of fleeting. And I've had that before. I used to be afraid to talk about stuff like this. And I used to be afraid of what you would think of me. And not to say that that fear is completely gone, but it's so tiny now. And I really honestly never thought I would be here where I am, but I know that it is the gates open within me and that ability of allowance, true love's expression, like a breath of fresh air. I was always afraid of what they would hear when I'd say God, that distortion, some boxed in version, this male only one, the one that doesn't dance or bleed or moan or bloom. But the God that I'm talking about, the God that I know, the God I hear in my body, she doesn't want to be trapped. She wants to be felt. And she's reclaiming that. And she's moving in such a beautiful but complex, also an expansive type of way. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh and dwelt within us. And now the Word is becoming flesh again in me, in you, if you allow it. And every woman who's ever ached to speak the truth out loud. I ask this divinity within me, what's the first message that this heartbeat carries? And I heard, I am hungry for life. I want to feel, I want to know, I want to be, express, 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 experience, experience, experience. And as I was hearing that, I was seeing every moment in my life that I've stopped for just a moment to be in a sense of stillness and looked at something beautiful in my presence. And it's like something clicked. And when I heard, I'm hungry for life, I felt that hunger too in my womb. I felt it in my belly. I felt it in my throat. The urge to write, to sing, to talk, to bloom, to express, to no longer just survive, but to become. And so I ask you, what if your longing, your hunger isn't weakness? What if it is the divine in you, that desire stirring inside of you, God's desire? What if the ache in your belly, the tremble in your voice, the need to feel more deeply, what if that is the divine opening the womb within you? What if the very thing that you're calling too much is the birth canal of revelation, pregnant in power, if you will? Yeah, wild woman, shadow walker, light warrior. You don't have to trade anything of who you are to become a space to where God, that divinity, that love frequency expresses itself through you. This is a new type of integration for me, honestly. I think a lot of my thoughts in the past processed in a way that I felt I had to give up this to bloom into this. And a lot of that had to do with identity, who I thought I was. And I kept receiving the message year after year after year after year, time after time. You got to close the door to the past to open up for the new. You got to do this to open up for this. And I was like, but this is a part of me. Witch, shadow worker, light warrior, tarot reader, BQH practitioner, whatever else I got in my toolbox, all the titles, all the things that I've experienced, the concept that, you know, if we can't broaden the horizon of what God is, then this is, they say that this is that, and we gotta close, and we gotta, no, it's not either or. This is true, authentic, genuine, in the depths of your core integration. So let your hunger be as holy as you want it to be. Let your thirst feel sacred. Know that it's sacred. And let the gateway in your throat, that ache, let it open wide open. Open wide open. Open's not enough. We got to wide open it. You are the womb. You are the voice. You are the scripture that the divine has been writing for millennia, not in ink, but in breath and pulse and in flesh. God is hungry and she is coming alive through you. Let her.